As a Flutter developer, you must have heard two words, hot reload and hot restart. But what is the difference between them? Let's understand this point in this video. Ready? Let's go. Let's start with hot reload. Think of it as a refresh button for our app's UI. For example, I'm having this container widget with amber color. Now let's change this color from amber to maybe blue and save the changes. As we can see, our change got instantly reflected in the simulator. Now there are two ways to trigger the hot reload process. First, make a UI change and save the changes, or make a UI change and click on this flash icon in the toolbar, which will save the changes and trigger the hot reload process. But why does this hot reload work so fast? It's because when we make a change and save the changes, hot reload load the code changes in the VM and rebuild the widget tree. To understand this better, I have added some print statement in the main method, then in the build method of the my app, as well as the build method of the counter screen widget. Now let's do one thing. Let's increment the counter value and let's change the container color from blue to maybe red and save the changes. And here are few points to keep in mind. First, our change got instantly reflected in the simulator. Second, our counter value is still the same even after the hot reload process. That means our app state is preserved. Third, in the debug console, if you look at the logs, we can see the logs for the build method of my app and build method of the counter screen widget. That means only the code inside the build method will be executed as a part of rebuilding the widget tree. And fourth, in the debug console, we don't see a log for the main method. That means the main method is not re-executed as a part of the hot reload process. So use hot reload for small UI tweaks, adjusting animation while still preserving the app state and getting nearly instant feedback. But it has few limitations. For example, if I go back to the counter screen widget and there is one string variable underscore text with some value with it, and I'm using this text variable inside the text widget over here, which is getting displayed over here. And now if I change the value of this underscore text variable from press to push and hit save, as we can see, the value is not getting reflected in my simulator. It's because hot reload process only execute the changes that are inside the build method and the text variable is outside the build method. So because of that, this change is invisible and it's still using the old value. So this is where the hot restart comes in. Now hot restart is a different beast. To trigger the hot restart process, we have to click on this restart icon in the toolbar. And the change that we made in this underscore text variable is not visible in the simulator with the hot reload process. Now let's click on this hot restart icon and see if that helps. And as we can see, the change has been reflected in the simulator. Now let's click on this hot restart icon once again. And here are few things to keep in mind. If we look at the debug console, we can see the logs for the main method, the build method for the my app, init state method for the counter screen widget, and the build method for the counter screen widget. So the main method is re-executed as a part of the hot restart process. And if we look at the counter value is changed from 5 to 0. That means our app state is reset. So use hot restart if the changes are outside of the build method, or you have added a new package or a new file, or you just want to clear the app state and restart from the scratch. And that's it. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more Flutter content. Until next time, keep coding, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coding!